It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land, not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So cold yet warm when you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray. It's the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that. You're like a lighthouse in a dream, really distant but your beam is guiding me home. So cold yet warm when you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray.
Hit you with the text on XO. My ace boom boom, no flex, no. I won't gas you up like petrol. Just trying to take you way up where the jets go. But you didn't notice that. Keep clocking all my hours, I told you that. Work now, play later. But you keep going off on me. Keep texting like it's all on me. Yeah, you're all in my head like you're my forever, not for right now. My day one, you hold me down. Hard cold like the wintertime. Fight for your love, can't slow me down. Don't go far. I take me and you over living large. Know I'll be there wherever you are. Cause you shine bright like a shooting star.
Everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray.
There we are, folks. We're here again. Match last night, Blackpool won 1-0. Let's talk about it. Let's have a little chat about it. What you all thought last night. I know what my thoughts are. I was pretty stressed out last night, I've got to be honest, but I thought Blackpool dug in and they won ugly. And I've been reading on the forums, people's just, opinions on winning ugly and entertainment and all the rest of it. But I think it's a sign of a good team that can dig those kind of results out, because that was a tricky match last night. I thought losing Marvin Ekpiteta was a major problem, which we just didn't seem to flow the way we did in the first half. I've read that, and I kind of agree with opinions on the message boards that losing Ekpiteta and bringing Husband into centre got rid of Husband, who was so dangerous in the first half coming down that left, and Kai was a lot more dangerous with Husband backing him up down that left. When we lost Husband, it just Kai basically went out of the game more or less, and we just really struggled to get out of our own half and keep hold of the ball and everything else. So that's what I really want to talk about. I've got 10 of you in. Let's just have a see who's here. We've got Scorn. Hello, Scorn. Jane and I are absolutely fine, thank you, and we're happy for 3 points. Not the most entertaining game. The first half was brilliant, I thought. There's a few key moments that I want to talk about as well in that game, which could have changed things in many ways. Stephen Roberts is here. Hello, Stephen. Afternoon, Lee. Big Marv will be a massive loss, hopefully not for too long. But what is it with Blackpool and hamstring injuries? Now, somebody's mentioned this in the forums regarding the injuries and why we're getting them. Let me just see if I can find it for you. When I find that, I'll just sorry, just one more. I'll go through David WOOLLEY. It's not just a BFC thing. If you look across the league and the stats that are compiled that these injuries are up 50%, it's the nature of the beast given the season schedule. It could be, but somebody was saying because we're playing this game of pushing such a high line, if a ball's knocked over, the fullbacks are running back, chasing the ball, and that's where that injury came for Marvin, didn't it? Chasing the ball. So I don't know whether that's a fault, whether it is just maybe all the treatment that Marvin had in half time for his head injury. He didn't warm up properly back for the second half. Maybe he was late out, was he? I can't remember, but maybe he wasn't quite as warmed up as he should have been. But I'll go through the points of the game really where I was impressed with. In the first half, I thought Maxwell, as always, he just, when they knocked the ball over and it was a one-on-one with the keeper and he stood up and that guy tried to lob him and he was in the perfect place. He made it look so simple. He could have gone down to feet. He could have done anything, but he stood strong. And even when he punched it away or did whatever he did, he got his arms up, and he like pushed it away. It was just a brilliant save. And I just think at times, Maxwell is just such a good keeper. He's so alert, and he really did save us going a goal down. After that, there was the just before the disallowed goal, there was like 3 shots, couple of blocks. Goalie, got a save across. In fact, I don't know how we didn't score in that before the corner. Obviously, we got a corner from it, and then as we all know, Jerry Yates banged it in on the far post. But it was a very, it's from a near post flick on from a corner. I was amazed he was offside. You can't really tell from our angle, but I thought it was a very, very, very tight decision. Let's have a look. We've got Peter Donnelly. Before that, we've got Crazy Football Vlogs. Hi, Bailey of Crazy Football Vlogs. He's a Blackpool vlogger. If you haven't yet subscribed to his channel, make sure you do. Good afternoon, says Bailey. I think the result last night was very important. Is what we needed. We need to keep on track with results and keep going. We definitely need to get more points for a higher position. Yes, of course we do. We need to keep the run going. We needed a win going into Portsmouth. I mean, the good thing last night was Portsmouth got beat by Bristol Rovers, which was a surprise, I suppose, to many, but it wasn't much of a surprise to me, if I'm being honest, because I thought Bristol Rovers were pretty decent against us. When we played at Bristol Rovers and they beat us, I thought they were good for the win. So I was surprised they're still struggling down there. So Stephen Roberts is saying that Maxwell is fine. His hand is fine. I think he just punched the back of the head, didn't he? And hurt his hand on that. So he's okay. That's good. Obviously, Marv is going to be more of a problem. We don't know yet. Yeah, Peter Donnelly says, if you look at Klopp's transfer policy at Liverpool, he goes for players who do not have a bad injury record because of his high tempo style. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're playing a bit too high tempo and these hamstring injuries come. But it's all about surely about warming up with hamstrings. But, they still do get pulled. And Michael Hague. Hi, Michael. In the box of toys we trust, as always. Michael, thought to have 74% of possession, we should be creating far more chances than we are. And I think the Achilles heel of the team is the midfield. We simply don't score enough goals. I thought the midfield played quite well. I thought we played very well in the first half. I thought we were good value. I thought it could have been a couple of goals up, if I'm being honest. I don't know what you thought, but I thought Rochdale were defending for their lives. I thought Stewart had a great first half. I was thinking he's absolute quality, and yet I don't think he had a very good second half. But I don't know if that's because of the shape that changed. Yeah, Sebi say, oh, hi Seb, Sebi Holtz here. Hi Sebi, good job we scored. We didn't do much after that. However, we defended very well. We did defend incredibly well. We actually grinded out a result, and there's discussion on the forums. People are saying that it's, it's good to win ugly. It's good to grind a result out. And then other people are saying, they don't want to watch that kind of football where you grind a result out. But I don't think you can have entertaining football every game, every minute of the match. You're going to have these games where you do have to grind out a result. You do have to defend like Trojans. And I thought they did last night. And I think those are the kind of games that a bit earlier in the season that we would have lost that. And, particularly the game where we let the 2 goals in right at the end, didn't we? Defending, we couldn't defend anything. And we let a right simple goal and we let that defender. I can't remember the game now, but the one where the defender did basically, the centre half did keepy ups in the penalty area and then scored in injury time to beat us 2-1. That was the sort of thing that was happening to Blackpool early on the season, but it's not happening. And we've been looking at Rochdale before the game, and they were free scoring team. They were getting beat 4-3. They were drawing 3-3. They've scored probably more goals than many teams in the division, and yet we kept a clean sheet. So I think that's, I think you've got to be resilient in defence. And we've been watching Sunderland till I die, watching the first series. And one of the problems at Sunderland was, when they got relegated from the Championship in the year they had Grace and sacked him, that they were just too weak. They were just letting goals in all the time. The goalie was rubbish. Defence would just let a goal in. And, I think you've got to get it right at the back. And I think that's one thing that's happened with Poole. I think since Colin Calderwood came in, that we look, we can keep them out. Not every game, obviously, we let 2 in at Ipswich, but for the majority of games, we look a lot more solid at the back. We haven't had any red cards. Husband came into centre half. You're thinking, oh God, he's moved into red card territory, but he didn't get sent off. Anyway, just before I say any more, I'll just play what Critchley thought, his initial thoughts on the game. Anyway, let's have a listen to Neil Critchley.
I think we've played better this season and lost. So I'll have to say it's probably better that sometimes you don't play as well and win. And we found a way to win tonight. We played some good football first half. Scored a good goal and created some good opportunities. But I was a bit agitated and a bit animated at first half. I just thought we could do better than what we were doing. And second half, we defended very well, defended the goal really well against a team who scores a lot of goals. But I'd like us to play better with the ball than what we did. But it's a clean sheet and it's 3 points. And through the course of the season, 46 games, you're not going to play fantastic football in every game. And sometimes when you're not at your best, you have to find a way to win. And we've done that tonight.
Yeah. So do you agree with that? I kind of agree with Neil Critchley there. I do think that we've played a lot better than we did last night. And, we've lost. I mean, if you go back, to the first game of the season against Plymouth, we should have won that game. 100%. How Plymouth beat us in that game, I'll never know as long as I live. We were just all over them, really. We let a stupid goal in for an accident in the first couple of minutes of the game, and then we were just camped, could have had, I don't know how many goals we could have had there. Goalkeeper was pulling off wonder saves. Nothing went right for us on that day, but we played great football and lost. I thought we were the better team at Gillingham. I didn't like their games management on that game. I thought they stole the victory off us, but I don't think we'd have lost those 2 games now. I just think we're a better team now. Yeah, Seb says Critchley hit the nail on the head, and I totally agree. I totally agree with him. What do you all think on that? Do you all agree with me and Seb there? Yes, hi Argyle. Yes, he is a world-class keeper. He really was, and just me to be talking about Plymouth at the time. Yeah, he did. He played amazing, and I know it was a young lad on his debut, but he just pulled off save after save after save. We couldn't beat him, and I thought we played better in that game than we did last night, but didn't get anything for it. And last night we did. We got 3 points. We're getting to be a hard team to beat, and we've still got lots of games in hand. And I think Blackpool are coming. I think it's a big game on Saturday. I think Portsmouth is a really big game because we haven't travelled well down that side of the country so far. We really haven't. Ipswich, we didn't do well there. Plymouth, we've not won there. Down at Gillingham, no. AFC Wimbledon, no. We're just not doing well in when we travel. We're not travelling well. So I think it's a big game. If we could get something at Portsmouth, if we could get a win at Portsmouth, I really am starting to believe that we can put a run together. Paul McAllister. Hi, Paul. I've been impressed with Blackpool this season, barring the two Ipswich games. Played well first half yesterday, ground a result out second half, and in all fairness, Rochdale improved the second half. Yeah, they did. But did they improve because we lost Ekpateta and we had to move Husband into in the centre of midfield, and he was causing all sorts of problems in that first half. And I think when I think Kai and Husband have got this bit of an understanding going on at the moment, and they're starting to know how each other play, because there was a point in the match, I can't remember exactly in the first half, where Husband had gone forward and he left a big space at the back, and Kai had gone across and covered that space, and then they could have broke away, but they had to go back because Kai had it covered. And I think that was something of Kai's game. I think that's improved. I think maybe Neil Critchley's, I think he talks a little bit about that on the interview as well, where Kai's improving on his tracking back. And I think that was one of Kai's better games. I think if that free kick that he took, which was a fantastic free kick, came off the inside of the post, and now if that had gone in, I think Blackpool would have gone on to romp that game. Stephen Roberts, I think after Pompey result last night, they won't be happy if it's us next. They're going to be nervous. We need to work on that. Yeah, you would. Well, we all sort of thought that with Ipswich, didn't we? Let's be honest. We're all going into Ipswich thinking, they've lost, 5 out of the last 6 games at home or whatever it was. They weren't on form. They still don't even look on form now, Ipswich. They're not playing well, and I thought Ipswich were there for the taking. I hope if we go to Portsmouth, we go to win and not do the silly thing that we did with Ipswich and go there to defend or, catch them on the break. I think we should go and play our best play and just see how it goes, because we are dangerous when we're playing at our best. However, without Marvin Ekpateta, because we can pretty much guarantee he won't be playing on Saturday, hopefully we can. Would you go with Husband in, or would you put him back on the left and then bring Ballard in? Is Ballard ready? I don't know about Gretterson. I don't think he's ready yet, is he? Well, how should we set up going to Portsmouth? That is my next question. Let's see if we can get some answers in the comments on that. Yeah, Argyle 83. It says everyone's beating each other. Typical League One season. We reckon Argyle will be a bit short for the playoffs this year. Well, you've done well to come up, and you've kind of solidified your place, so that's pretty good for you. I'm sure you'll all be pretty happy that you're not facing a relegation battle just coming up. So it's good if you can cement your place. Seb says we're in a good position with the amount of games in hand. We are if we win them. We are in a good position. Stephen Willis says, who will be the best player to move to the centre half role? We need someone tall. I think we do as well. Okay. Stephen Roberts has just confirmed that Critchley said Ballard being out was tactical last night. And we'll see him back on Saturday. Well, let's hope. I think I would like Ballard back in centre half and leave Husband as a left back, because he had one of his best games last night. I thought Husband. I don't know what you all think. In fact, there's discussion on that on the forums as well, that Kai and Husband have kind of the boo boys a bit on the forums, people giving them loads of stick, and yet they both had great games last night. I thought Kai first half and Husband were just the difference, and that second half moving him across into the midfield showed how good that was working in the first half. And I don't think Kai came into the game quite as much without Husband in that left back position. Adam Clark says, I think Blackpool will get there in the playoffs, and we just need to beat the teams above us. We just need to win. The teams above us are losing. It's a good chance for us for the glory of the playoffs. Ian, I think Stuart needs to go on the fouls. You think he needs to go on too many fouls? But I thought they were very soft fouls last night, Adam. I've got to be honest. I didn't think half of them were fouls, to be honest. I thought they were going down very, very easy. Rochdale last night. Yeah, Michael, you're confirming as well. Ballard is fit. Critch did not play him for tactical reasons last night. Well, it's probably a good thing he didn't play because we're going to need him, aren't we? I mean, I was talking before the stream because people had mentioned that there was no centre half on the bench, and I was saying, well, we'll be all right. We don't, we're fine. And of course, my words came back to eat me, didn't they? We did need a replacement on the bench. Stephen Roberts says, do you think Yates is missing Medine? Him and Sims had a few good moments, but they're not there yet. No, well, that's another thing I was going to talk about. Ellis Sims last night. Second half, he was just hopeless, really. He didn't do anything, did he? I don't even think he touched the ball hardly in the second half. Or if he did, it bounced off him. He just didn't have a good second half. I thought in the first half he showed some really decent touches, laid it off a few times, and looked, really good. But we really are missing Medine, and I agree with you. Yates is missing Medine, even though he has been scoring, and he scored last night without Medine. It was unlucky, I thought, to be ruled out for offside. Right, Stephen. Well, that's it. What do you think, guys? I mean, what formation should we play against Port? Do we go to defend or go straight on the attack? Well, I thought we went to Ipswich to defend, and I thought it cost us. I really did. I thought we should have beaten Ipswich. I didn't think Ipswich were a good side. I'm a little bit more fearful of Portsmouth, if I'm being honest. I think they are a decent side, and I don't know whether we should go a little bit more defensive minded, or should we just forget about them and just play to our strengths? What do you think? Rhys Lincoln. Hello, Rhys Lincoln. How are you, the lads? Where are you from, Rhys? Up the Sunderland. There we are. Sunderland. I was just discussing, we've been watching Sunderland Till I Die. We've been watching the first series because my better half, Jane, she just couldn't watch Simon Grayson after having him at Blackpool, but we've got over it now because he's manager Fleetwood, so we watched it. But he wasn't in. I think he was only in the first 3 episodes. But yeah, we've got a bit of affection for Sunderland after watching Sunderland Till I Die. We watched both series now. We watched series 2 first, and one of the things that we were saying about that first series was the defence were just leaking goals all the time for Sunderland, and that's really what sent you down. You just couldn't keep clean sheets. Your goalies, it didn't matter who you got that Lee Camp, and he couldn't, he wasn't any better than what you had, really, to be honest. And we were just saying that, Blackpool last night, another clean sheet, got a great goalkeeper in Chris Maxwell, and we are keeping clean sheets against, teams like Rochdale, who have been scoring goals, even though they're letting them in as well. And it's a good sign. We won ugly last night, and that's sometimes what you need to do, win ugly. Stephen Ross said we gave it far too much respect going 4-3-3. Go 4-3-3 and go for it. If we're going to lose, do it with pride, and I doubt they'll be expecting it. Well, it would be nice to go and see them actually go and attack Portsmouth. I think we're better when we're attacking, if I'm being honest, Blackpool. I think we have that swagger if we're attacking. Albert Robinson says that Blackpool will win at Portsmouth. Okay. I hope so. I really do. Michael Hague said, should Critchley tinker again with the system, it will be our downfall. Yes. we just need consistency, don't we? And I kind of, I always think, if you're playing well and you're on form, you should go to win. I think there's so many times when Blackpool have been playing bad and teams have come to Bloomfield Road and they've come to beat us. They've just come to beat us, and it's been so, you could just see the win coming, and they're not scared of us. And I think when teams are on form and you're playing well, even though we're not top of the league, we have got lots of games in hand, and we're in a bit of a false position if we win those games in hand. So I think we're we're at least top 10. If not, in the playoff zone. I think we should be going to try and get wins. Adam Clark says, no, 3-5-2, defend from the middle like we always do. We did against them last time with Portsmouth and Hull City, and we won both of them with that tactical play. Okay. That's another thought. Thanks, Adam. Thank you very much. I don't quite know what that means. Rhys, Kirill, I don't know what that means. You have to maybe explain that to me. Grayson was terrible. Yeah, he really was. And we had to suffer him as well. And I can't believe that Simon Sadler didn't watch Sunderland Till I Die and just think, no way I'm having Grayson. And I'm surprised they've actually taken him on at Fleetwood, because, we were watching the show and, they weren't happy to lose. They weren't disappointed to lose Grayson at all. There's nothing from anybody at Sunderland when he was potted. Everybody was pretty happy, and he just wasn't a patch, was he? Michael Hague says that Rochdale have scored 54 goals this season. Not bad for a relegation side. No, it's amazing. It's just they've no defence, have they? It's incredible. But, we could only score 1 goal against them. So, we're not good at scoring goals, are we? I think we've said that before. We're not a prolific goal scoring team. Oh, really? Is this right, Rhys? This doesn't sound very good at all. Rhys is saying new owners, Kirill Louise Dreyfus, him and his family bleeds football. Okay. Oh, so they, they actually bleed football. So he wants to go on. He's football focused. Well, that's great news for Sunderland. Then that's really good. As I say, we'll be keeping an eye on Sunderland because of watching Sunderland Till I Die. It's, real proper football people, proper football fans, really like the Northeast, any of it really. I think that, the people up in the Northeast are some of the most genuine people in the country, and you can see how much Sunderland means to them as a town. And, it's kind of such a depressed town that it needs its football. It is like a religion. You saw the vicar and everything at church, and people going in the Sunderland scarves and everything. And it really is a big thing for the town and for the town's mental health. And, in many ways, obviously, we want to beat you when you're playing Blackpool, but for any other time, I hope you do well, and I hope you do get back up. Michael Hague said his man of the match was husband last night. I actually thought Gabriel was my man of the match. I don't know what you were thinking, but I actually thought Gabriel had a great game last night. But I must admit, I think it was between husband and Gabriel last night for who got man of the match. And some were saying husband, some were saying Gabriel. So I think it's split. Tom said he'd love to see a Blackpool Till I Die. Well, yeah, I don't think they'd allow it. They're very, they keep the cards close to the chest, these guys. And I think sometimes I'd have liked to seen the behind the scenes when the Oysters were to see that would have been comedy gold. But I don't think Simon Sadler's into that sort of thing. He's not really into the media or coming on the media. He's a very he keeps everything very personal. Michael Hague says that the new Sunderland owner is only 34 and he's from a very wealthy family, and he's obviously is he a big Sunderland fan as well as a football fan? Is he actually football Sunderland fan? Yeah. Neil Michaels says that Lee almost starred in his own version of Blackpool Till I Die last night. Yes, I did, honestly. It was so stressful that second half. It just seemed like the Alamo coming at us. We couldn't get out of our own half, and Rochdale were picking up every loose ball. But when you look back on it, when you know the result, you look back at how well they defended. They really did. They really put a shift in that defense, and every credit to them. I just think it's a shame that we had to get into that position where Rochdale were all over us, because they were nothing in the first half, were they? Tom says that Gabriel is he's a top player. Yeah, and he's getting better. And I suppose it's good that teams like Nottingham Forest can loan players to us and we actually improve them, because he has improved since he's come to Blackpool. Whatever Neil Critchley does with players now, he trains them, they are improving. I think Kai actually had one of his better games last night. He's improving. There's a lot of these players get a bit of abuse. You got Matty Virtue at the moment, who is starting to come in for a bit of abuse, but I don't think he's a right winger, if I'm being honest. But having said that, he headed that ball back, which he chased back, which came back to Kai to score the goal. So, it was great work by Virtue on that one, wasn't it? Adam Clark says they should settle Blackpool so most tackles are in the midfield and counter-attack against Portsmouth. Okay. Stephen, regarding tomorrow night, do I want Brett's questions in advance or is it ad lib? Well, you don't need to do them in advance. If you're going to be on the show, if you're going to be in, you can be in the chat and just ask you questions. I've got questions for him as well, obviously, but we're going to be taking live questions as well during the show. But if anybody wants to tweet me any questions, it's at Lee Charles TV. You can tweet me and send me questions. If you're not going to be there and you want something asking, that'll be great. Thanks. In fact, I'm really looking forward to this tomorrow night. It's going to be great, and I just hope we get a lot of people in to watch it, because obviously it's live. I don't want to kind of let him down. I want people to be there. I want people to be asking him questions. I want a bit of fun with him. I don't want it all to be serious. He is up for a bit of banter. I will tell you all about the hot dog picture tomorrow night. I'm saving that for tomorrow night, because I think Brett probably looks at it and think, when was I eating a hot dog on the prom? But I'll tell you all about it. I took that photograph, by the way, as well. It's mine, so it's one I did. Peterborough Army. Okay. Hi, Peterborough Army. Hello. Good win for you guys last night as well. The Blackpool game is rearranged for March the 23rd. Right. Okay. We'll put that in my diary. It's going to be a tough one, because you are playing really, really well, aren't you? You came back from 1-0 down, I think, last night. Was it against Gillingham, and won 3-1? So yeah, you're up there. You're second in the league now, I think. So if you don't throw it away, you've got a damn good chance, because it seems like Hull have fallen to pieces. Portsmouth have fallen to pieces. Doncaster have lost the mojo a bit, and they're not playing quite as well. Aki's a bit of a fear, but if you just keep winning, then eventually those games in hand just are no good to them, because they can't win everything. Yeah, Michael, I have posted the link on A View from the Tower. I probably will do that tomorrow again. I asked for some questions, but I just got stupid questions, which is normally the case on A View from the Tower. People just send daft stuff in. So things like, how much money did he give to charity from his charity game? It's like, I'm not interested in that sort of thing. Why would I ask him that? Who wants to know that? Would he tell you? I don't know. It's just a rude thing to ask it. Whatever he gave, he gave. If he gave them millions or he gave them £100, it doesn't matter. It's entirely up to him, isn't it? It's not a question I want to ask. Yeah, Peter Donnelly. Yeah, just talking to the Peter fan. Peter Donnelly. How Peterborough are still in League One, I don't know. They've been incredible for the past few seasons, and they have, haven't they? They've been up there. They just seem to blow it at the end. I don't know how they haven't got up either, because I think they've been a really good team, and they've been hard to beat, haven't they? Even when we beat them last season at home, when it was like 4-3, flipping heck, it was an hard game, wasn't it? We had to win that one in the most difficult way, didn't we? Because they are a very, very good side. I like the way they play football as well. They don't come to spoil and mess about and waste time and all the rest of it. They come to play football. And I always admire teams. I mean, I admire Rochdale, to be honest, last night, because they came and they played football, didn't they? They played great football. They were at times they were all over us in that second half. And I like teams that play that way, and they don't come messing around with trainers coming on every 5 minutes and taking hours over taking goal kicks and all the rest of the messing about these teams do to spoil games. I like teams that play. And yeah, Peterborough could well get promoted this season. I think they're definitely dark horse. Well, I mean, they're even more than dark horses now. They're second in the league, aren't they? So whether Lincoln can keep it up, that's the thing. I kind of think Lincoln might fall away. I just can't see them keeping it going somehow. I don't know what you guys think about Lincoln, but I just can't see them holding on somehow. I just feel they'll fall apart somewhere along the line. Rhys is saying, if I had to predict Sunderland's score tonight, what do you reckon? It's in the Papa John's, isn't it? I think he'll win it, Rhys, and I'm going to go for 3-1. Oh, Luke Turton is here. Turton Talks Football. He's got a show on tomorrow night. I've sent him a video for that, my thoughts on the season so far. He's a vlogger that does all sorts of. He's only just started, but he's getting really good chats with other fans, and it's quite interesting. So if you ever stuck for anything, check out Turton Talks Football. Stephen Woolley says, "Do you think Rochdale will go down?" No, I don't. I don't actually think they will. I think they're good enough to stay up. I think they play pretty decent football, actually, and they looked, pretty strong last night defensively. They didn't do much wrong. So if they can sort out the defensive problems of letting 4 goals in a game, then I think they'll definitely stay up. Yeah, I really do. Who's got one of the best keepers? Hi, Rye, Stephen, Francis Sonley. Hi, Rye. They got one of the best keepers in the league, Alex Palmer. Who is that? We're talking Portsmouth here. Yeah, no problem, Luke. Luke also comes on the FVP, the Football Vloggers podcast, which we have on a Monday as well. And he's a young YouTuber with a lot of ambition, and I think he'll do really, really well. He's doing it right. And he will grow. Michael Hayes, it's the Peterborough chairman that you're on about. Oh, sorry, which comment did I miss, Michael? Just go back. Oh, I missed that. Sorry, Michael. The chairman ran off with a very good friend of mine's ex-wife. He's a tosser. Take it from me and a rogue. I don't know if I can. Right, okay. I say that is the thoughts of one of our subscribers. Do not sue me, Peterborough. Thank you very much. It's not my opinion. I don't know anything about that. Rhys again. Charlie Wycombe, McGeady show again. Aaron, the Donny fan, knows that too well. Right, okay. Yes, he does. He probably will. Oh, it's the Lincoln goalkeeper, yeah. Yeah, I don't know much about him, but he did pull off. No, he didn't, did he? Because it was Doncaster that pulled off 2 saves. I don't know much about him, but I know Lincoln are doing very well and they've been up there. But I don't know if they've got. I don't know if they've got enough players and enough quality players to go the whole way. But we shall see. You never know. They've been up there all season, haven't they? Neil Michael says Luke is a consummate pro. So there you are. Turton Talks Football. Go and subscribe to him. He is. He's very passionate about football as well, which is great to see. Yes. Why didn't we play him? This is Rhys says Elliot Embleton. We've got him from Sunderland and he's a talent. We should be playing him. We did play him against Ipswich, but we lost 2-0. And so he's been dropped and we've gone back to what we had before, which I can't understand why we actually got him in, to be honest. But yeah, I'm told he's a talent. He didn't look bad. He didn't pull up any trees though, Rhys, in that game against Ipswich. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't have said he was outstanding. Whether he needs time to bed in, he's only just joined us, and obviously we don't know what goes on in training, what they see in training. That's we only see the matches, but managers will pick players based on how they're performing in training, what the mental state is, what sort of formation is going to play, maybe sometimes to counteract the opposition as well. So it's not always just as simple as just playing him. If it was that simple, we'd all be managers. Which teams do I think will go down that we have seen play? Fleetwood. Ben's not. I think Fleetwood will be all right, actually, even with Grayson. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It is a worry with having Grayson in charge. I'd be worried if Grayson had come in to save us, if I'm being honest. Let's have a look at the bottom of the table, and I'll tell you who I think are going down. Right, well, I would have thought that Northampton were going down, but of course they've sacked the manager Keith Curl, so you never know. They might turn it around. AFC Wimbledon are down there. I'm not surprised. They beat us, but we were down to 9 men with 2 men sent off in the most ridiculous refereeing exhibition I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe we got either of those players sent off against Wimbledon. That cost us 3 points. I think Wimbledon could be down there. I think Wigan... I kind of like to see Wigan get out of it, to be honest. I'm feeling a bit sorry for Wigan, but I think they are in trouble. I think Burton, although they are starting to turn it around, aren't they? They have slightly turned it around. It's going to be tight down there. Could be, stick my neck out and go Wimbledon, Swindon and Wigan. I think Burton might actually get themselves out of it because they've got, what's happened to my signal? Into the stream, right? Sorry about that, folks, but the camera just suddenly went out. It's plugged in, but for some unknown reason it went off. Sorry about that. Slight technical hitch, but there we're back. Rhys says that we should get him on sometime. Well, we'll have a chat. Do you follow me on Twitter, Rhys? We may do something before the Sunderland game because that's coming up soon. So keep just at me on Twitter. It's at. Let me put my Twitter handle up there on the screen. Quickly put it in there. I think that should give you. And my Twitter is at Lee Charles TV. Okay, let's just go back a little bit because I missed a few people's comments there where we lost the camera. Michael says you get all the juicy EFL gossip on here. You don't get info on Peterborough's chairman private life on Cos Vlogs. No, you don't. maybe we shouldn't go on too much about that. Do you think Argyle will get in the playoffs? If you want me to stick my neck out, I'd say no, Rhys. If I'm being honest, I don't think you will. Argyle 83 says that Palmer was the keeper of the season last season for you guys. Right, okay. Right, Luke is saying that Lincoln have one of our players, Brennan Johnson, one to watch, along with ex-Red George Grant. Okay, so they've got some Forest players in there, have they? Michael Hague thinks that Lincoln will keep going to the end of the season. He thinks they will play out from the back in a 5-3-2 formation and look a great side. He also says it would be nice to see the transport team go down. Yes. In many ways it would, wouldn't it? It really would. Yes, my video is saying no signal. Yes, the camera just packed in. I don't know why. It was plugged in, but for some reason it wasn't getting a charge. So I hadn't realized it was on no battery, but it's back plugged in now and it's fine. Sorry about that, guys. yeah, taken. Yeah, no, it's all right. I wasn't taken off air. It was just the camera just suddenly just went off, and it doesn't normally because it's plugged in. But for some reason, it was plugged in, but it wasn't being charged. Frederick is here. Hello, Frederick. Afternoon, Lee. I just don't rate Critchley. I really have tried to support him and give him time, but I just feel his inexperience is just not what we need. Oh, Frederick, I don't know. I think he's getting better and better all the time. I didn't like what he did against Ipswich. I'll be honest. I didn't like that. I think he's been a little bit unlucky with. He's been a little bit unlucky with obviously losing. I don't know if his camera's going to go again, to be honest. It just doesn't seem to be charging. So if the thing does go again, then I don't know. We'll just have to leave it off. I'll have to sort out why my camera is not charging through USB because the screen's gone quite dim again. So we may lose signal. And if we do, we'll call it a day at that. I think he is inexperienced, but I think he's learning. I think he wants to learn. I think they're working on the training. They're working with the academies. I think there's a lot good about Critchley, and maybe it's not just, this season and that's it. Maybe the long term he's going to be good. Paddy Stewart is here. Hello, Paddy. Luckily, we got away with a win. Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, Paddy. Yeah, I don't think it was lucky. I think it was just dogged and determined by Blackpool, and I think they just played very, very, very well. I've not seen this right, to be honest, so I have no opinion on it. Darren Drysdale, the ref who went in with his head on Alan Judge last night. Well, if he did do that, then I don't think much of him, to be honest, right? If he actually has done that sounds horrendous. Which game was that? I've not heard anything about that, to be honest, this morning, right? Right, if you just joined the stream, we've talked pretty much about my thoughts already. We listened to Critchley and his thoughts. Critchley, like me, thinks we've played better and lost. It wasn't our greatest game last night, but we won ugly. And I think sometimes if you're going to get up, you've got to be able to win those games ugly. You can't win every game blasting teams off the park. Sometimes you just got to dig in and get 3 points. And if you can get 3 points on a game which you've dug in on, then I think it bodes well. I think it really bodes well for us. Oh, in the Ipswich game, no, I don't know anything about it, Rye. Yeah, and I agree with you, Michael. Yeah, the first half we did play some of the best football all season, but we just didn't capitalise on the chances we had. I thought Kaikai's deliveries were a lot more dangerous last night. I thought the link-up play between Husband and Kaikai was brilliant the first half. I thought that Stewart showed what he could do. I think if we'd have had CJ Hamilton last night, I think we'd have gone in more up than we did. I think Ellis Sims is trying, but I don't think he's a Gary Medine at all. I think not yet. I think he's too young to be a Gary Medine, and we're missing him. Yeah, what are our thoughts on Ryan Hardy leaving permanently? Well, he didn't do anything when he was here. This is the problem. He didn't do much, and yet he scored a wonderful goal in the Carabao Cup. I think it was the Carabao Cup where he turned defenders inside out and just put it away so beautifully. And I could see there was a great player there, and I was disappointed to see him go. And I know Ryan Dunbar's dad, said he was one of his favourite players at Rangers. So I just don't know what happened there. Just don't know what happened with him. But whether we got rid of him because he just didn't want to be here, I don't know. But I was disappointed. But good luck to you guys. You love him, and that's good. He's gone to he's gone to a club where you love him, and nothing wrong with that. Stephen Woolley said, why don't we just play bad all the time? We might win the league. Is that it? Bad. I don't think particularly we played bad. I was saying before, as Michael said, the heads dropped. I don't think it was a case of the heads dropping, Michael. I think what, in my opinion, it's only my opinion, but I think when they brought Husband into the centre of the, in centre mid, the relationship that he had in that first half, where Husband was so dangerous down that left, and he was working so well with Kai. We lost all that in the second half, and that's where it all went wrong. We lost that left side of the pitch, and Kai wasn't the player. He couldn't do the things he was doing in the first half and the second half because he didn't get the same service as he was getting in that first half from Husband, and I think that's what affected the team last night. And there was, Frederick, there really was. There was some great one-touch football in the first half. Some of it was absolutely magnificent, but it just didn't produce a goal. It just, that one where Sims put the ball across the box, and oh my God, how nobody got to that, I'll never know. And even the goal we had disallowed before it went out for a corner, we had about 3 shots that were all blocked. The goalie pulled off an amazing save because he pulled it off of it actually deflected and he still managed to save it. It was unbelievable. Ryan C. Francis says he links well with Luke Jeffcott. Yes, and he's just a very good player, Ryan. I can understand why you love him down there. I thought he was one for the future. I thought he's one that we'd have back, to be honest, to come back in, but he just obviously wasn't in the plans. And I don't know why, because Critchley never really got to see him. It was Grayson that kind of farmed him out, and Critchley doesn't know how good he was, but I think he'd have been great. I think he's equally as good as Jerry Yates, if I'm being honest. I've frozen now, have I? I can't see that I've frozen. Frozen, but you can still hear me. I'm having problems with this camera, folks, so I'm gonna thank you all for joining in. I'm gonna go and sort out why my camera isn't taking. Have I definitely still frozen? Can you tell me in the comments if I have? I will just leave it for today. Thank you all for joining in. If you just let me know if I'm back or whether you can't see me anymore. Can you let me know, folks? Can you? Am I still frozen? I'm frozen, but we can still hear you. You're not frozen? Okay. No, I'm not frozen on your stream. All right. It's fine, everybody. I'm still here, right? I don't know, Stephen, why I'm frozen on your camera, but I say everything looks fine from my end. So, no, I'm not frozen. Michael says I'm not frozen either. Okay, so we're still there. Oh, I'm on Facebook. I'm frozen. Oh, well, if you just come onto if you can come onto the YouTube channel, there's not much more else to say, really. I've kind of said it all, really, how I think. I think that Blackpool have learned to defend well. I think that's Colin Calderwood's influence on that. I think, we're not letting goals in. We're keeping clean sheets. I think Maxwell, was wonderful last night. Yeah, it seems I'm frozen on Facebook. I'm afraid to say I'm frozen on Facebook. I don't know why. I have no idea why I'm frozen on Facebook, but everything's working on YouTube. Yeah, so that's what I thought. I just thought we were the better team in the first half. Should have maybe gone in 2 up instead of 1 up. If Kaikai's free kick had have gone in instead of hitting the post and coming out, I think that would have been game over. I think we'd have gone on to win by more. No, I've gone, folks. My camera has gone. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for coming in. I will see you all on Saturday. And hopefully we can get a win at Port. Plus, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll go and sort this camera out. Thank you very much.